So that's it for the steps to creating a budget. So far we've talked about what budgeting is and why it's important and the steps to creating a budget. Now it's time to talk about some tips to make sure your budget is effective and it works for you. Tip number 1, be realistic about your spending. When creating your budget, it's essential to be honest about your spending habits. Don't underestimate your expenses or you'll find yourself struggling to stick to the budget. On the other hand, don't overestimate your expenses or you'll end up with a surplus that you won't know what to do with. Yeah, that would be a nice problem. Tip number 2, prioritise your spending based on your goals and values. When creating your budget, it's essential to decide what's the most important to you. Do you want to save for a holiday, pay off debt, or build an emergency fund? Make sure that your budget reflects your priorities.
I've written a book about personal finance. Ask me anything. How do you invest in property without actually buying a house? First of all, you can invest in REITs, which are real estate investment trusts. These companies own, operate and finance income-producing real estate. You're investing in a portfolio of properties. REITs offer diversification, liquidity and the chance to receive passive income. Next one, real estate crowdfunding lets you pool your finances with other investors to buy shares in a property or development project. You can invest with smaller amounts, you can invest in a wide variety of properties, and you can earn return from rental income. And also you've got the chance of the property appreciating in value. Next one, real estate ETFs and mutual funds. These funds invest in REITs and also invest in other real estate stocks. These funds offer easy diversification, professional management, and the ability to invest in various real estate sectors. So you've discovered how you can invest in property without actually buying a house. Subscribe to the channel for more.
Hi and welcome to my channel Wealth Wisdom Works. My name is Alan and I'm here to help you take control of your finances and grow your wealth. In today's video we're going to cover understanding your credit score and improving your credit. Before we start, I must remind you that I'm not a financial advisor and this video and any others do not constitute specific financial advice. Always consult a financial advisor for specific advice relating to your individual circumstances. As a chartered banker with over 20 years of experience in the banking industry and a personal investor for over 30 years, I've seen my fair share of financial ups and downs. At one point I lost everything I had worked for, but I rebuilt that and now I'm in a secure financial position. And that's why I'm passionate about helping others achieve financial stability and security, especially those in the UK like me in their 40s and 50s who might be approaching retirement and they want to get their finances in order. So that's where I'm coming in. I've covered budgeting, credit scores, etc. and all other aspects of personal finance in my book, The Wealth Wisdom Blueprint, which is available on Amazon. I'll leave a link to that in the description below if you want to go and check it out. Okay, so we'll start by looking at the different types of expenses that you have and how to categorise them. Then we'll move on to creating a budget by setting a realistic spending plan for each category of expenses. Once you've got your budget in place, it's important to track your expenses to make sure that you're staying within your budget. We'll look at some easy ways to do this, whether you prefer to use a budgeting app, a spreadsheet, or a good old-fashioned pen and paper. Finally, we'll talk about how to adjust your budget as your circumstances change. It's important to regularly review and adjust your budget to make sure that it continues to work for you. So get your notebook ready and let's get started on creating a budget that works for you. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more great tips and advice on personal finance. One of the ones I use is Total Money, but I think there's 3 or 4 different ones that you can use, all for free, and you can see your credit report on it so you can monitor anything that's on it. So now that you know a bit more about how your credit score is calculated and how to access your credit report, it's time to start thinking about how you can improve your credit score. Budgeting is an essential aspect of personal finance and it's a great way to take control of your finances and achieve your financial goals. So to start with, we'll have a definition of budgeting so that we know what we're talking about. Budgeting is simply a process of planning and managing your finances by estimating your income and expenses and making sure that you're spending less than you earn. It's a crucial step in ensuring your financial stability and achieving financial success. But why is it important? Many people don't realise how important budgeting is until it's too late. Budgeting is a powerful tool that can help you avoid overspending, get you out of debt, save for the future, and achieve your financial goals. With a budget, you can gain a clear understanding of your income and expenses, and that can help you make the most of your money and avoid financial stress. Payment history is the most important factor in determining your credit score, so it's important to make sure that you're paying your bills on time. Your credit utilisation ratio, or the amount of credit that you're using compared to your total available credit, also plays a big role in your credit score. In the UK, there's 3 main credit reference agencies: Experian, Equifax and TransUnion. These agencies collect data on your credit history and they use it to create your credit report, which is essentially a record of your borrowing and payment behaviour. It's important to keep checking your credit report regularly to ensure that all the information is accurate and up to date, because they can get it wrong sometimes. In actual fact, in my own credit file, they had things wrong and they had things on it that shouldn't have been there. It's quite a simple process to get them to fix it. You just need to write to them and let them know. Obviously, if you've got any proof, provide them with the proof as well, and they'll get that amended. But you might have things on your credit report that are affecting your credit score at the moment and you'll not be aware of it. So that's why it's important to get the information from the credit references, the credit reference agencies, and check it. So to obtain your credit report, you can request a free copy from any of the credit reference agencies.
Is Disney stock the key to your portfolio's Magic Kingdom? Disney has had its fair share of setbacks in recent years, but things are looking up for the entertainment giant. With almost 235 million streaming subscribers, Disney's streaming business is on a path to profitability. Additionally, selling assets such as Hulu and ESPN could reap billions for the company, while resuming its cash payouts to shareholders should put its stock back on the radar of income-focused investors. CEO Bob Iger has said that the initial dividend will be modest, but the company plans to increase it over time. All of these factors could drive up demand for shares and help to drive up the price in the coming year. Subscribe for more.
Now let's talk about tips for maintaining your emergency fund. Firstly, regularly review your expenses to ensure that your emergency fund is sufficient for your needs. As your lifestyle changes, your expenses may increase, so it's important to adjust your emergency fund contributions accordingly. Secondly, set financial goals for yourself. This can help you stay motivated and focused on building your emergency fund. For example, you might set a goal to save 6 months' worth of living expenses by a certain date. Finally, adjust your emergency fund contributions based on any changes in your life. For example, if you've got a new baby, you might need to increase your emergency fund to cover any unexpected expenses relating to childcare. In summary, your emergency fund is an essential part of your financial plan. If you own your own home, you could consider renting out a spare room on Airbnb. This is a popular way to earn extra cash, especially if you live in a desirable area. You can set your own prices and choose when you want to rent out the room. Similarly, if you own a car, you could consider driving for a ride-sharing service such as Uber or Lyft. This is a flexible way to earn money in your spare time, and you can choose when you want to work. It's important to note that there are some legal and tax considerations to take into account when starting a side business or renting out your assets.